In step 2, I'll be helping you determine your cat's ideal service visit. You'll need a copy of the Cat Sitter Services chart. And this is my favorite part because I get to talk to you all about cats and what they need. Let's start with what types of services should be available, and then we'll evaluate what your cat may need. Most cat sitters offer a standard visit. They may call it something else, but this is a typical 30-minute visit where someone comes into the home, feeds the cat, spends some time with them, and does some basic cleaning and maintenance in the house. And then the second type of visit is a special needs visit or a VIP visit. And a VIP visit is basically about 45 minutes long. Then you also might have visits that go much longer, because you would take a standard visit or a VIP visit and you would just add additional time for add-on home care tasks. What size fits best? I love this picture. Isn't this so cute? The cat with the boxes. And I'm sure you've seen pictures on Pinterest or Facebook where you have big kitties that are trying to get into little boxes. And this is what came into my mind's eye when I thought about this. Understanding this step helps you be certain of how many visits your cat should receive during the day and how long your visits should last for them. Thinking of the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, you want the services to be just right. Two issues that come up: sometimes people choose a visit that's just not long enough. It's either not long enough for the cats or the tasks that are needed to get done. Or you have visits that are too long. And sometimes the cats just don't need as much attention. They sort of shut off at a certain point, and the longer visit might be too much for them. What you're looking for is a sitting visit that gives you the perfect amount of time. It's really the best balance. And we could say that it's just right. There are 3 factors that are involved with deciding on the cat sitting service. First one is the cat's personality. The second one is their care needs. And the third one is your number 1 need, which you found in the first video. So let's start by exploring their personality types as it relates directly to cat sitting. I use 4 main types based on their energy level and the desire and need for interaction from low to high. When I do a meet and greet, and I get to meet the cat and hear all about the cat and what they like to do and what their routine is and that kind of thing, my whiskers are up, let's say, because I want to kind of figure out what type of cat personality do I have here. And I'm either looking for the quiet, easygoing kitty, which has sort of a low energy level, or they're friendly and chatty and they have a medium energy level. Or they can be kind of cranky. They could have a high energy level and a need for a lot of interaction and jumping, but they can fluctuate from high to low. And then the 4th type of cat is a special needs cat. Going a little deeper, the quiet and easygoing cat, low energy level. Now, one thing I want to say is that I'm going to read a couple of descriptive words. It doesn't mean that your cat has to fit every single one of them. Your cat could have 1 or 2 of these and you might say, yep, that's my cat. They don't have to have all of them. This is just to give you a general idea of how I would categorize that type of cat. Let's start with the quiet, easygoing kitty. These cats have a lower energy level. They're sensitive. They can be a little nervous. They could be shy. They're very gentle. They tend to be introverted. They sleep a lot, but they wake up to eat. They like it quiet. They could hide under the bed. They love comfy spots and little caboodles and nookie spots. They will play and interact briefly, but they sort of look at me and say, okay, let's not overdo this. These types of cats can be content for a day or so with 1 standard visit or 1 extended visit per day. These cats are described as a gentle spirit. The next type of cat is the friendly and chatty cat. This is the medium energy level. These cats are happy, they're friendly, they love interaction, They like snuggle time. They need playtime. They definitely need communication. These types of cats are comforted by TV or having music on or talk radio. They love to be pampered a lot, and they know it. They greet people. They thrive with affection. They'll follow me around. These cats get lonely. They get lonely quickly. They need an extended visit or 2 standard visits per day. They're described as they'll go up to anybody. The next cat is the cranky cat. That's what I call it. They have extremely high energy, or they could have extremely low energy, but just kind of have like a punch of energy that's really intense. Your cat doesn't have to have all these types of categories. You might see your cat with 1 or 2 of these, and that's okay. These cats can be a little irritable. Sometimes they're very sensitive to be physically touched. Sometimes they have intense energy. When you're playing, they might have a real strong, like, whack. They can be very strong cats. And sometimes they don't even know it. They could be bossy. You could have a nervous or scared cat. And when I say nervous or scared, I don't mean in the laid back, totally quiet and chilled out way that our first type of cat is. I'm talking they're kind of wound up inside in a really intense way. They could be a bully. They could have behavioral issues. They could fight with other cats. These cats sometimes need their own space among other cats. They play or attack intensely. They could hiss or growl frequently. They could be a little standoffish at first. 1 extended visit or 1 extended visit with 1 standard visit a day or 2 standard visits would be good for a cat like this. And the reason is because they still need lovey-dovey playtime for themselves. They just do it in a different, more intense way sometimes than other cats. They're described as, he's tough, but he's good with us. The last type is a special needs cat. Now, this type of energy level will vary. When I say special needs, you're probably thinking, well, my cat doesn't need any medication. And that's not what it means. That's why I will actually list if your cat has special needs, and another section I'll ask, does your cat need any medication? Because these types of cats can have a variety of different needs. Some cats, when they get older, they become blind. They need a little extra help. Senior cats are listed as special needs cats. Diabetic cats, they need insulin, but they also need their food monitored. You could have hypo or hyperthyroid cats. You could have an overweight cat. Any feline medical issue. You also could have a multi-cat household. This adds a lot of time and attention to juggle different food diets, different rooms, things of that nature. Maybe swapping cats from one side of the house to the other side of the house, that kind of thing. You also could have lonely cats, cats that get extremely lonely. They could get anxiety from being alone. These cats sometimes can be very, very sensitive and need some special attention. They may even need some calming treats or medication from their veterinarian. Issues like peeing outside the box. Medical issues can affect their personality, their food intake, and stress levels, and these cats need the most comfort and care. So 1 or 2 extended visits per day, depending on their situation, would be really good for them. These cats are described as, he's healthy, but he just needs some home care to stay stable. When I do a meet and greet, I'm not just looking at the personality type and what they need. I'm looking at their age, their diet and meal routine. How many days is the person going to be gone? Special needs? Medical care? Are there any add-on home care tasks? And I try to figure out the client's number 1 need. Now, follow along with me, because the best way to explore this is to reference that chart at the beginning that's called the cat sitting services chart. And what I want to say is that this chart is just a good place to start. This is not a definitive, well, this is what it says. I circled that he's a cranky cat. He's a senior. This is all saying this cat needs 1 or 2 extended visits a day. This is just to give you an idea of what a cat might need. The other cool thing is you might need an extended visit, let's say during the morning when the cats want more interaction and maybe there's more home care tasks. And then maybe in the evening, they don't need as long of a visit. So you could do an extended visit in the morning and a standard visit in the evening. So looking at the chart, going down the left column, I have cat personality and their descriptions there, the age of the cats, the diet and routine, how many days a person might be gone, the special needs care, if any, add-on home tasks or services, and your number 1 need. One thing I wanted to go over is the age. You'll see that most of the cats are between 2 and 8 years old. That's a healthy adult cat. Cats that are under 2 years old, or certainly kittens. If you have a kitten that's very little, I don't think a kitten should be left at home. And I just think it's number 1. It's that kittens need a lot of care and they need people around to take care of them. To have a kitten just have one person come in, for a kitten to be left alone and have one person come in either once or twice a day, it's just not enough for a kitten. Any cats that are over 8 years old, I consider that a senior. And so those cats usually need an extended visit. Just even if they're healthy, it's just a good idea. But this is the way that you would look at this chart. You'd circle the type of cat you have. You'd circle the age. You'd circle the diet and the routine, how many days you might be going away. And that's going to give you like an idea of where your visits types would fall. One of the things I wanted to share with you is what exactly happens during a cat sitting visit. And for me, I break it down into 3 sections. No matter how long the visit is, if it's 30 minutes, then each of these sections is broken down into approximately 10 minutes. But this is how I go into a visit. The very first thing I do is I check in with all the cats, and then I feed everybody. The second step, once they're all fed and I've connected with all of them, I start my home care tasks. Things like fluffing up the cat beds, cleaning messes, or washing and cleaning and refreshing all the water and food bowls, scooping the litter boxes, making sure the temperature is right, taking in any mail, adding bird seed to bird feeders, things like that. Then after all those home care tasks that are included in the visit are completed, my last step is to go back to the cat and spend time providing comfort and care, whether it's playtime, snuggle time, massage time, treaty time, basic grooming, whatever it is that they need. I try to go from cat to cat to be with all of them so I feel like I've connected with all of them. If your number 1 need was for detailed, precise care, and then you might need a little bit more time, you can just add on a little bit of time or have an extended visit, and the cat sitter can add on time to one of these sections. So if you have more cats that need more interaction, then you could add the time to the one-on-one time, and each of the cats could get a little bit more individual time. What's your cat's ideal sitting service? As a cat sitter, my goal is to make sure that each cat has a full belly and feels loved. That way, they're content and happy for a long afternoon of cat naps, and they don't miss you when you're gone. What is your cat's ideal sitting visit? Write it down on the PDF file that you printed out in the very beginning, and we can start on step 3.